he was like, well, if Chimaev is going to fight Strickland for the title, I should fight Dricus in the co-main. Which for him, it does make sense for him, but does that make sense for Dricus? I will go to you, Temba. What do you think?
That fight does not make sense for Dricus.
Mm.
Dricus has already earned his spot as a title contender to be number one, to be the champion there. I tell you this, I will keep on repeating this. I think Dricus beats all of them. I don't know about Chimaev. Chimaev is the toughest fight for Dricus. But who knows what happened in their training camp when Dricus went to Florida to train with Usman. Apparently, they sparred or trained together, and Usman claims that Dricus knows what I can do. So I don't know about that, but yeah, from what I watched yesterday, Dricus destroys all of them.
Well, you see, that is why it is amazing to have Temba here. I had no idea that Draco spent some time down there in Florida with them Usman. So
Dricus is trained there, and they've trained together. So
oh yeah, he trains with Henry Hooft when he comes around, doesn't he?
Yeah, and they train together. I think sometime, and they know each other. I don't know, but training and fighting is different. What I saw from the fights yesterday, Dricus destroys Kamaru. He finishes Kamaru. If Dricus gets on Kamaru's back like that, it's done. It's over. You can make a celebration for that. If Dricus gets on someone's back, Dricus is strong. Not just strong where it's like he's really, really strong.
He's a really big middleweight, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a really big middleweight. But however, man, coming back to your question, brother, yeah, I don't think the fight makes sense for Dricus, but it is actually, I think, in the division, I think it would be the easiest fight to just say, let Clement say, hey, I'm the guy. You should have given me this opportunity. So I would take that fight also based on just the accolade of saying I've beaten a former champion, who is Kamaru, and the legend that he is. You know, like Kamaru is a legend regardless of the results that are happening right now. He's a legend in the sports, future Hall of Famer. So for that sake, I think it's a good fight for Dricus in that sense of fight.
I kind of agree, and also with the fact that Dricus might him fighting Usman and finishing Usman would only do him good in the sense that if he thinks about it this way, the reason why he kind of got overlooked for the Strickland fight was because he is not as much of a big draw as Chimaev versus Strickland would be, or as Usman versus Strickland would be. But this is a chance for him to like kind of like be like, I'm here and I'm him. Most especially if we see some drama getting into this fight, like this Africa versus Africa situation. If that goes into this fight and he fights Usman and he feels like he beats Usman, then I think this would do more good for him. Also, we should not forget that Dana White did kind of hint at the fact that they were disappointed that he did not take his title shot when he was given the title shot to Adesanya. So maybe him fighting Usman might not be a very bad idea because I'm pretty sure he's very, very confident in winning that fight. But Toby, I beg, make a case for me of Usman beating Dricus.
I feel like that's the hardest question on planet Earth right now. If I'm being honest. Brother, I'm going to like have to leave you on an island in this one. I don't think Usman can beat Dricus right now.
Why not?
I'm serious. Like Usman right now, I feel like he needs a fight that he can win. Right? He's lost his last 3. If you put him in the ring with a hungry, frustrated Dricus, that has something to prove right now, because I feel like Dricus is angry. Like he just needs to catch somebody that is going to pour that anger on. So Usman should avoid all those kind of people. I think, how many fights does Usman have left in him until his career is over? I don't know. 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, so since Toby, since you cannot make a case, here is Tumbosu making a case for you. Tumbosu says true, but Dricus would never shoot like Chimaev. Then, so that first round with Bronson has me questioning things still. Well, that Bronson fight, have you forgotten that two more fights happened after that? Have you forgotten about what he did to Robert Whittaker?
Robert.
Tumbosun,
And
don't
Dricus does
sleep
not
on
have to
one.
shoot. Dricus does not have to shoot to beat Kamaru.
Yeah, I think
Dricus
striking
can beat
wise,
Kamaru standing.
yeah, because K1 kickboxer prior to him joining MMA, he's really the full package, isn't he?
I think he does not even have to shoot for a takedown to beat Kamaru. If they trade like that, Dricus hits harder. Then he's
How
faster.
about how about Usman being on the offensive wrestling? What do you think, Demola?
To be honest, right? For both fighters, I think that fight is a high risk, low reward fight.
Mm.
I'm a finance guy. Numbers. I think in numbers. For both of them, it's high risk. Anybody can win. Actually, that's my opinion, my personal opinion, because these are two guys that have trained together, right? And then with a full camp and proper motivation on both sides. Any man can take the day. Who expected that Strickland was going to beat Adesanya, right? So there are two human beings, two pro athletes, coming in, and they both have that's a good chance. So probably
Well,
might
well,
say
well,
60-40, right?
Demola,
But then Usman has a strong
Demola,
chance of winning that fight.
Demola.
Trust me.
Basically, I ask you, well, the question is, how will Usman beat Dricus? And
How
you are
does he get
going,
it? How does he get
wait,
it
no.
done?
But the way you are talking is like, it's a game of fighting. Anybody can beat anybody. So that means that you are actually doubting the potential of Usman beating Dricus too.
I am not doubting it. 100%. I am not doubting it. He can get the job done on a good day.
How?
Trust me. So the thing is, I feel like he just needs to survive round one the same way he survived to Chimaev. Usman has got great cardio, right? And then if he's able to drive. So the thing is, I've actually not seen Dricus's cardio. So I don't train with him, right? I see him, dusting guys, destroying guys, round one, round two, round three. But then I have not seen Dricus being taken into deep waters. I have not seen Dricus being taken into the championship rounds. And Kamaru is a championship fighter. So I deal with numbers, I deal with data. If I have not been able to get enough data to analyze this person, I cannot go out and give you information on what I don't have data on. So for me, I have enough data on
Okay.
Kamaru. I've seen
Oh,
him
you made
fall
you made
to the
you, you
ground,
made a good
and
case,
then
Demola. You made
this
a
thing
good
quick
case.
and
But
target.
here we have Scrap Legends. Shout out Scrap Legends. He says Usman will beat Drake. He says Usman will beat Dricus. Dricus is hittable and lost around to Darren Till. Darren Till is a very, very experienced kickboxer. So don't
Yeah.
be surprised. He is smarter than Dricus and he will mix it better. Well, if it comes to fight IQ, Usman has one of the best fight IQ. He knows how to mix it up a bit, but against Chimaev, he was comfortable accepting takedowns, right? And
No, he didn't
that
accept.
only
He
Yeah,
didn't
I
accept
don't think he
takedowns. He
accepted it. He
accepted
just
being
didn't have
on his
anything
back
to
for a
do.
bit.
yes, he did accept takedowns easily. He wasn't putting a fight too much for the
No,
like in the
no, no,
first
no,
round.
no, no, no. He was taken down forcefully. He was forced to be taken down, but he had to accept the ground game. Because
Mhm,
one thing about these wrestlers, they don't do a lot of jiu-jitsu. And that was
mhm.
wrestling and jiu-jitsu from Chimaev. So I don't think he accepted the takedowns. He just accepted being on his back and staying there for a little bit longer.
Oh, sorry to
Mm.
interrupt you, Themba, right? Would you agree with me that he actually stayed composed on the ground? Like typically, many fighters, when they're taken down, they start to freak out and then they start to, take wrong positions. But Kamaru was, still well calculated. He was calm, he was composed, and he was quite calculated while he was, being dominated in that first round. And I give it to him. I give him his props.
I can't hear you loud. I don't know why I can't hear you.
Okay,
Well,
I said,
I
do
just
you agree with
there's a
me?
funny, yeah. Go ahead.
Like, do you agree with me that Kamaru was able to stay composed, right?
Guys.
While he was on the ground with Chimaev, did he stay composed? Did he do a good job staying composed while he was on the ground with Chimaev? Yes or no?
I don't know if it's me, but yeah, just one second. Just need to sort out this.
Okay. Oh,
So
Bring me my
JB,
headphones.
can you translate the message, please?
I can hear
well,
I can hear everyone else, but not you.
Okay.
okay. So
So JB,
basically,
please.
what he's saying is, would you agree that Usman was very composed under, like when he was taken down on the ground, he was very composed and
No,
he
that was the
didn't.
reason why I'm saying that is the reason why I'm telling you he accepted being on his back, thinking that he's composed. It is not.
Mm.
There's no composure if a guy that is good like that is on top of you. You have to get it back up. And that composure is a failure for him in the yesterday's fight. You should not be composed
Yeah,
when you.
I did think that he did accept a lot in the first round, and that took away, that basically caused the 10-8 situation. He did accept even in the fifth round. Well, this is me maybe thinking because I know Usman has bad knees, and everybody knows that Usman has bad knees. With wrestling is very, very daunting on the knees. Most wrestlers, when they start getting injured, it starts from the legs, in the knees, basically. Do you think that Usman is no longer as dominant as he used to be in the wrestling because his legs or his knees are not what they used to be?
Is that a question for me?
Well, I just threw it out there. This is just me thinking.
What are you thinking?
I was thinking that maybe his legs was the reason why he wasn't very, very explosive
There's no
wrestling.
excuse for losing a fight to a guy like Chimaev. Accept it and say, you know what, he was the better
Yeah.
man on the night. He beat me, and I will learn from it. And maybe, hopefully, I won't take fights on short notice that I'm not ready for. And yeah, I'm coming now. Just 1 second. I need to sort out some stuff.
Oh boy. Scrap legend. Scrap Scrap legend,
Ah,
yes, out
no
here.
way, no way.
Dude. Okay. Somebody Farouk says this, and then Scrap says
No,
Usman
not
accepting
me,
the
not
takedown
me,
is
not me.
smart. Oh, now you.
Now why are they laugh that
Us-
time?
Usman says accepting the takedown is smart. Everyone else fought off the takedown and got finished. Look at Holland. All right,
Exactly,
let's
exactly.
let's let's let, let's move away from this conversation, okay? Um. All right, so here is another case we can make for Dricus fighting for Strickland for the title. Apparently, after the fight, it came out that from Chimaev's corner that Chimaev broke his wrist in the first round, hence why he couldn't grapple or wrestle in the second and the third. So that means that if Chimaev actually has a broken hand, he might likely not be ready to fight Strickland very soon. He might likely end up being sidelined for a long time. So do you think this is where Dracos will get his title shot? Toby, you go first.
Uh, I think we just need to wait and see. I think the UFC really wants the Khamzat versus Strickland fight, just so they can get the belt out of Strickland's hand to somebody that is more sellable. But I think if his hand is fine, I think they do the fight. Yeah, so I don't think there will be in any rush to give Dricus the title opportunity.
How about you, Demola? Demola, you're on mute. Oh. Okay, you
We
muted
can't hear
yourself. Let me
you.
unmute you. Demola, we cannot hear you.
Cannot
Can't
hear you.
unmute. Their mic isn't connected. Your microphone isn't connected, Demola. All right, so Temba, before you went, we were talking about the fact that Shimaev's corner mentioned that he broke his wrist in the first round, and that's why he couldn't wrestle or grapple in the second and third round. So now, if Chimaev actually has a broken wrist, do you think he might end up spending some time away, and this might be Dricos's chance to step up and fight Strickland for the title?
Yeah, that can be a possibility. I think on the January card, especially now, they don't have the main event for the UFC Canada
Mm.
because it's in jeopardy because what's his name, Pogonoski got knocked out, and I think he might get a 6 month suspension. And they might be looking to get a main event for that Canada card. So I feel like yeah, that card needs a main event, and the only available option right now would be either It's either you get Sean Strickland to defend his title, and the only available option that would be there would probably be what's the name, Dricus, and or it can be what you call it. It can be Islam versus Justin Gaethje in Canada. It might be that.
Oh,
It
no,
might be that
that'll
because that
that'll be
main event
great.
in Canada now is in jeopardy. So they might look to have a main event, or they might put Elia Topuria versus, Max Holloway.
Max
Even if,
Holloway for the interim title.
yeah, but it's not cool because Max Holloway will keep on killing contenders, and nobody's gonna be interested
Yeah,
in the fourth fight.
nobody is. Well, it's not gonna. I don't.
So
So
I
I
think
think if the UFC accepts to do that, they are probably looking for a reason to justify another Max Holloway versus Volkanovski fight. And with Volkanovski getting knocked out like that, do you think that that's going to be the beginning? Because Volkanovski is 36, isn't he? So that would
Oh
be
yeah, that knockout is the beginning of the end as well. Like I feel like being honestly, I don't know who did I speak to a long time ago. I said Volkanovski is very very susceptible to a left head kick. I've said this before. I can't remember to who or where, but I've said that before. Volkanovski is very. There's two things. All you have to do is to lift your knee up or throw a left head kick. For some reason, I said it, and like I even said, I can't remember. I think I was back in Africa when I said, if you throw the head kick, there's something there, and it should be a left head kick. Is always open for that left head kick, and now people will realize that. Most of these guys will realize that, and I feel like the activity thing is good, but it's also a bad thing because you don't have time to actually get better as a fighter before the next fight. And yeah, this can be a problem. If he wants to turn around quickly, it can be a problem. If I was him, if I would have been in his corner or people around him, I would ask for him to fight probably in May, April next year instead of trying to
eh,
come back very soon because now the guys that he is potentially going to fight are going to be hard hitters and they've got potential of kicking too. And now they also see an opening of how to beat this guy. And there's a possibility that can happen. But coming back to your question of Rodriguez having to get a title shot, I think this is an opportunity. But I don't think Chimaev's hand is broken, honestly. I saw some aftermath with Kiderov, that guy from Chechnya. I saw the whole videos and stuff like that. It didn't look like he was in pain or anything. I think he's already in Chechnya. Within like hours, he was already in Chechnya with all the reception or whatsoever. And he didn't look like he was in a cast. So, and him having a problem to get a visa to come to, I think from what I've heard, he's having a visa to come
the US,
to the USA. The best option that is for him, that is out there
is
for him
UFC Canada.
would be to fight in UFC Canada. So